Alon, Wasalon, you with the Nasty Pastor, and we back with another chapter. Read from Out of Stolen Legacy. Man, that's a beautiful one, you know what I mean? It's beautiful. It's very, very, very beautiful. It was the first book I tapped into about the Egyptian culture, the Kemite culture, the African culture. You know what I mean? And it opened my mind up. You know, it made me see me. It made me understand now. You got what I'm saying? And when I said now, we're talking about 1992. You get me? You get it? 1992. The books that I've further read helps me understand now. And we're talking about 2024. You feel what I'm saying? 2024, 2025. You got what I'm saying? It helps me understand the now. So I say this to you once again, you know what I mean? This is a good read. And I hope you continue to view, and I hope you're getting some education out of this. I really do. You know what I mean? I hope this has uplifted your life. I hope this has showed you and gave you some understanding of who you are as a man or a woman and your place in this world. You feel me? Your place. There is a place for you in this world that has been designated for you. And if someone's to tell you you're to be a junkie, you're to never have anything, you're to be in prison for the rest of your life, you're to sell drugs for the rest of your life, you're to rob, steal, and kill for the rest of your life, that is your oppressor. Get me? That is your slave master. You get me? Because there is something you are afraid of. You get me? Afraid of to listen to that BS. That's some BS. Look, you with the Nasty Pastor. Like I said, I'm back with another chapter read. And pardon me, you know what I mean? I bought some little cheap incense for about on the beginning of the month. And you know it does. I could tell, you know what I mean? I did it because it's 40 in a pack, you know what I mean? And I like the smell, you know, when I smell it out of the box, but I don't really care too much for the smell when it's burning. You got what I'm saying? And I'm gonna have to fan this a little bit because it's going in my nose, going in my throat. But let's dive into this read and let's get us some education. You feel what I'm saying? Some education. Let's get us some education. If I was teaching this to you, I would say, you get you some education. B, the philosophy of part 2. As we read the text of part 2, we find that the sun god, Atum, who was presented in the chaos, was also present at the development of orderly arrangement in the cosmos. At this stage, Atum, assumed the role of creator of all gods except Ptah, the god of gods. He next proceeds to accomplish this special type of creation in the following manner. He commands 8 gods to proceed for his own body according to the names of these 8 parts. Now, either this is repeating itself. You feel what I'm saying? Once again, either this is repeating itself, either this chapter is really repeating itself, but like I said, it said the philosophy of part 2. So I'm gonna keep moving in this, but please listen to the names. You feel what I'm saying? Listen to the names. And that's what's never gonna confuse me, the names, because I know that Amun-Ra is called Atum. You feel what I'm saying? I know that Ptah is used as, let me say this, you know what I mean? I haven't figured demiurge and Ptah is connected. But I do always hear that Ptah is the God of all gods. You see what you feel what I'm saying? All right, let's proceed. He next proceeds to accomplish this special type of creation in the following manner. He commands 8 gods to proceed from his own body according to the names of those 8 parts. The result of this creation presents us with what has been called the Ennead, or the unity of 9 gods in one Godhead. The doctrine of the demiurge, as in part 1, the doctrine of the created gods, and the doctrine of the unmoved mover. Also the doctrine of opposites and omnipotence and omniscience. Of these doctrines, that of the Ennead will be dealt with elsewhere, and since the doctrine of the demiurge has already been treated together with the created gods, I shall now discuss the doctrine of the unmoved mover, and based upon the same act of creation. According to the Memphite theology of the Egyptians, Atum created 8 gods who proceeded from 8 parts of his body. He was seated upon Ptah, the hill, and was unmoved. In this act of creation, Atum became the unmoved mover, in spite of the Memphite theology being the direct source of these doctrines. Yet Plato has been given credit for the doctrine of the created gods, while Aristotle has received credit for that of the unmoved mover. Certainly the world has never been more misled. God Almighty. Here it must be made quite clear that the doctrine of the demiurge in creation includes 2 other doctrines, that of the created gods and that of the unmoved mover. It was the function of the demiurge to create the universe. And in doing so, his first act was the creation of the gods, who accordingly became the first creatures. Come on now. The first creatures put upon it in the universe. The first creatures. Come on now. Now we know, because we have gotten out the, well, you know, we have discussed the 4 parts of the demiurge, and as I said, the 4 parts of the demiurge got to be fire, water, wind, and air. Those are the 4 body parts that the demiurge threw out to the universe. You understand what I'm saying? All right, let's roll. But the manner in which the demiurge created the gods was the process of projecting them from his own body. This method of creation clearly makes the demiurge the unmoved mover. However, the history of Greek philosophy has assigned the authorship of the doctrines of the demiurge and the created gods of Plato, and the authorship of the doctrine of the unmoved mover to Aristotle. But this so-called Platonic doctrine is one made up of 3 inseparable parts. The demiurge, that's A. B, the function of the demiurge, and C, the method of the function, a unity which contradicts Aristotle's authorship of what is really only an inference from the supposed original doctrine of Plato. I'm going to pause right there, and I'm going to speak to you of something about plagiarism. You got what I'm saying? Now, if you really have kept up with my readings, if you have really been viewing my readings, if you've really been reading my posts on social media, you got what I'm saying? I've been explaining that Plato, Socrates, all these Greek European philosophers, you know, they took the Egyptian Upper African Chemite Egyptian mystery system, and mystery system which deals with philosophies, and took it into Europe and changed stuff around. You get what I'm saying? Now the thing about plagiarism is this right here. You can copy 100% of a doctrine, but there's things you have to change so it does not go under the law of plagiarism. You understand what I'm saying? You have to change some things. It cannot be 100% the same thing. There are things, words, certain main ideas in paragraphs you have to change. So why they was killed, why they was exiled, is because when you think about the Greeks conquering Kemet, what did they find out? And it says it in this book, when they found out that these philosophers that they sent over to they gave them money to buy books and all this stuff. When they came back and taught this Kemite Upper African Egyptian culture mystery system to the Greeks, you know, it was like, no, they done something wrong. You have what I'm saying? They killed them and they confined them. They exiled some of them. You get it? Let's roll on. The doctrine of opposites had already been discussed, however, in part 1 of the Memphite theology. One of the pairs of created gods, Osiris and Isis, was used to represent the male and female principles of nature. In addition to this, Osiris had other qualities attached to him, which might be understood from the following derivatives. Ash meaning many, and Iri meaning to do and also, meaning an eye. Consequently, Osiris came to mean not only many-eyed or cognizant, but also omnipotent or all-powerful. Here again, as in all instances already mentioned, in spite of the fact that the Memphite theology is the source of Greek philosophy, yet the doctrines of an intelligent cause, a nous as responsible for the life and conduct of the world, has been assigned to the Anaxagoras, Socrates, and also Plato, whose world soul consisted of fire atoms like the world soul of Democritus. What we're going to do is stop this part of the chapter, read, and, you know, I say this to you once again, and I've said it to you before. Aren't we an interesting culture? We have to be an interesting culture if they have not stopped digging in Upper Africa. You understand me? They haven't stopped digging in Africa, period. I don't care whether you're in the east, the west, the south, or the north. The land is full of natural resources. You feel me? Full of it. Full of it. I have not heard of another country yet that produces rhodium. Rhodium is the next gem, the next metal. You understand what I'm saying? Only place I know that produces it, that have published it to the world, is Africa. What else is there? What else is under that dirt? You feel me? Under that dirt. What are they going to really find if they continue to dig? I know right now they have found booby traps, valuable treasure. They have found answers to the history that is unknown. They have found scriptures. They have found tombs. You got what I'm saying? With dead sarcophagus, you know, dead sarcophagus in it. They have found hieroglyphics that they cannot explain because of the paintings, how to put it, you know, the wall is chipped. You know, there may be a hieroglyphic right there that's not full. Not complete. You understand what I'm saying? Because there are chips in the wall and stuff like that, so you can't get the full meaning of what you're reading. So I say this to you once again, you know what I mean? We are an interesting culture. They haven't stopped digging yet. You feel me? They're never going to stop digging unless this rock is destroyed. Then you can't dig no more. You feel me? You get me? Anywho, you've been with the Nasty Pastor. I'm out, and I love you.